How's it going, internets? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation, get that imagination all cranked up, get into some creativity, and it's time to get inspired. And today's inspiration comes from Jose Holder. And if you're not familiar with his work, check right over here. He is a wonderful artist that I came across on DeviantArt lately, and I really like his stuff. I feel like it's there's especially in this piece, this is the one that really attracted me to him. I thought this was a great piece. I love I believe Silver Surfer, I love the fluidity that he has and the kind of solid outline work, but just throughout the body he comes across with that reflective quality, but also it's such strong structured anatomy in here. And then the background felt very like Mobius-esque with all the detail and the interesting kind of top-down or more exaggerated perspective, so you can see all the detail in there. But I thought this was a really great piece, and I really like the flow throughout. Just a really lovely piece, and great color work and everything as well. And then just some other great character works that he has. I think he has a really interesting style. Definitely has a good grasp on perspective and composition and layout. And this one I really liked. I love it when you get to see an artist's a little more rougher work, because I find that's just personally what I'm more attracted to, is a little bit behind the polish. This one was just really cute. Love that kiss piece. So definitely check out more from him. I will throw a link in the description below, but I did want to share a quote that I was able to come across from him, and it said, "The best I can do is to honor the story and the collaborative process. Work hard and let the cards fall where they may." I thought that was really interesting. Again, a couple of these areas are things that I don't technically deal with on a large scale. The scale basis, I don't really focus on story as much as I should. I think for a lot of illustrators or animators that are doing their own work, you got to figure out, are you telling a story, or there's a great piece of advice that I got from an artist a while back ago who I can't remember their name, but they said, find your message. And I think that's, it doesn't always have to be a story, but what is it that you want to leave the world with? What is it that you want to have your audience take away from having viewed your work, or having listened to your work, or experienced your work, or whatever it is. And the collaborative process, at this point, I'm not doing a ton of collaborations or anything, so that doesn't, but I like the part of just work hard and let the cards fall where they may. I think a lot of times you just have to continue pushing and putting stuff out there, and letting yourself be vulnerable, and letting it just come and go as it is, as long as you're working hard every day to improve and do as much as you can each and every day. You shouldn't try and stress it as much as you can. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into some animation. This is the Thresher rig that we'll be using for today. It's a free rig that you can grab. There's a link over at Animation Buffet, and again, I will throw a link in the description below if you guys want to play around with this one as well. And if you're not familiar with what we'll be doing for the rest of the videos, we give ourselves 48 frames, give or take, and I go off and I find a rig that I've never used before. It's a free resource for you guys to play around with as well. And we kind of go from there. A little bit of over the shoulder, just hang out with me while I animate, a little bit of talking through the process. We're talking about just things that revolve around the creative world, or the imaginative, any sort of creativity that we can. We like to talk about it. But the main goal of these videos is to hopefully encourage you guys and inspire you to go off and make something of your own each and every day. Take another step in your journey towards mastering whatever medium you're passionate about. And so let's go ahead and play around here. I was thinking something that I haven't done for a while is do something upside down. So let's go ahead and start off that way. Oh, maybe we can't. Here. Guess we'll just flip the camera upside down. That's alright. So, the thing that I like sometimes about doing upside down, it's like upside down drawing too, is it forces your head to think differently. Let's go ahead and create a cube here. Polygon primitives cube. Go ahead and bring that. see how we want to approach this. Go this one back, this one back, and this one forward, and this one forward. Does that still stay on the ground? No, I didn't think it was. So let's, I think we need to push it down forward a little bit more here. Might have to universally push the hips down a little bit as well. So I want to keep that on the ground here. Okay. Let's look at the other side here and make sure we're keeping this on the ground as well. Let's look at the head here. Very intricate rig. I do like it. I think I'll do a little bit of bunching here. We need to not do as much of that because we're getting that deformation in the end there. So let's go ahead and look at the tail here. Oh, bummer. Tail doesn't seem to stay connected, unfortunately. Let's see if there's something missing here. Show all. See if there's something different here that we can do. Darn, doesn't look like that tail's working. Let's see if these guys are working. And those guys aren't working either. Alright, well, we're gonna have some stiffness then in here, I guess. See if we can approach that later. Want to get started somewhere, and I like this rig, so I'm not going to give up on it, but it's unfortunate that those aren't working as intended here. And let's rotate the head up a little bit more. And then what about this thing? It's kind of like a, I guess, opposite of like a jaw controller there. Okay, and let's also push these back legs down a little bit as well, because they don't look like they're actually contacting with the ground there. Middle legs, we'll keep them like that for now. Alright. And let's go ahead and save our file. We are using Autodesk Maya 2014 for today's video. For more information on that, check out all the wonderful links in the information below. And let's go ahead and set our frame range here. We're going to go from 0 to 48 here. I'll go ahead and grab everything. And set our first key. Okay. Now we're getting troubles here. Let's see. Let's take a couple steps back then. Might be seeing some trouble come across here. Okay, no, we're fine there. Okay, let's make sure we turn everything back off and turn only our NURB curves, NURB surfaces, and our polygons on here. And we'll just go in and we'll just key the main things we want by hand rather than grabbing everything, just in case. It does look like there's some constraint problems here with how this rig's set up, so we'll just go in and grab all the main controllers that we messed with and lock those in. get started here. I think this one I want to be a little bit faster. Also, give us a little bit of like ripple or something throughout there. Is there some? Okay. Let's dynamic. Let's turn that off. Zero that out and zero that out. Okay, that way we can turn that off. Okay, let's see if there's one for these guys here. Maybe that's the problem. Dynamic, we'll turn that off. And zero that out. Okay, let's see it now. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. And let's get started here. So, let's go 10s for this guy. I think I want it to be a little bit faster. So I'll do this in, I think it's 60 frames, or can we do it, loop it in 50? Yeah, we'll see here. Alright, so we'll grab front leg and the back leg. And we'll set them there. We'll go 10. We'll push them forward here. Maybe not so much on that one. Okay. And let's grab that again. Again, we're just gonna lock them in. Revert. Back there. We're just gonna vary between those two main keys for right now. And loop back in there. So let's see. Alright, and let's grab the other side here. Those two. And we'll go 10 frames and we'll pull them back here. I think we might need to go a little bit further back on that one. And let's grab that, lock them in there, bring that to there. And then vary between those two keys right now. And we're just building the foundation here. Getting those basic movements started up here. So let's see. I think this might be too extended there. Just getting some pops. So I think I'm going to take those translates and just bring them in a little bit more and bring them down a little bit more as well. Okay, let's see. Why are we getting that there? There we go. Okay, I'll bring that over there, up there, and just replace those keys. Let's see. Okay, it's getting a little better. Now let's compare. That one's about there. Yeah, it's about even. Okay, and let's look at the middle section, and let's go down here, and up, and up, down. The tail's kind of funky the way it's set up. We'll just keep going right now. It's got a little bit of delay or something with that dynamic bit of that controller that it just doesn't move correctly, but hopefully it'll move alright when we're playing it. I think it's just for while we're setting it up, it's getting some of that deformation in there, because it seems to pick back up when we flick to the next frame, and then we'll cycle back in. So let's clean that up and do a little bit less overall. And even it out a little bit more. And we'll play it and we'll see how we're looking for right now. So let's see. Yeah, see the tail's reacting okay right now. I think we could go a little bit lower though. So let's scale those down a little we'll keep polishing it, but that way it works different timing than the other legs to kind of mix it up a little bit. Yeah, let's see. Maybe not so much forward, so maybe we'll just go about 3. Bring that back, we'll cut out about 2 frames from our extreme there. And let's see it now. Okay, and let's look at this side here, and we'll kind of mimic that movement here. So we'll start off going back a little bit, and then go forward a bit. And we'll vary between those. And we'll keep polishing this up as we go. We're just trying to do kind of a rough pass on our basic movement here. And let's see. One thing, I think this should actually be a little bit more like that. It's more in the middle. Okay, starting to get somewhere. Okay, let's go ahead and save our file then, and let's start building those passing positions here. So we'll start with the legs we're already working on, and we'll just go ahead and hit S on our keyboard here just to make sure we're locking those in. Okay, and let's do each one individually here. So it's going back there, so it's going to want to go up here, and up here, and then up here. Yeah, let's see how that feels. Okay, and let's look at this guy. It should be up here, and then up here, and up. Does it start up then? I think it would. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and now let's grab these 2 legs, and just go back one more time, just make sure we lock in each of these keys we already have, and we'll start doing a little bit of up there, and then up again, up again here. Let's see. Alright, and let's look at these 2 guys, and we'll make sure we lock those in again, just so we make sure we keep them planted on the ground at the places we want. And they're going to be going up here, and up here, and up here. And let's compare the sides so we get a fairly even amount of translate Y there. Feels like it's about right there. Okay, so we'll switch to the other side. That might be a little bit higher. let's tone down the up and down a little bit more on the body here. Feels like it's a little much right now. That feels a little better. Let's go ahead and save our file while we're working on it, and let's do some quick flickers on these guys. Which we could do on 4s, right? Out, in, out, in, out, in, out there, in again, out there, again. We'll do the same on the other side here as well. In again, out again, in again, and back again. Let's see. Alright, and we'll tone it down a little bit more. Even it out a bit. And let's see how it feels. Yeah, we'll go with this guy. And we'll go out here. In there. Out here. In there. Out here. In there, out here, in there. I like doing this on a different timing kind of than the main movement of the body, which would be on kind of a base 5 system. Bring that back. Let's see how that feels. Okay. It's got some stuff working with that. Let's see here. Even it out a little bit more here. And I think we might have to not do too much in because we're going to get some intersection between the two tusks or teeth or whatever. Yeah, so I got to do a little bit less there on both sides. So I'll just universally scale it back a little bit. And let's see how it feels. Yeah, feels pretty menacing. Go ahead and save our file here and let's look at the mouth. The mouth we'll do on 8s. So let's set it here. We'll go out. In, out, in, out, in, out, and back again. Let's do it on 6s. Different timing, but doesn't have to be so different. So we're just taking what we had already that we were doing on, what did we say, 8s, and putting it back onto 6s. And push that forward here, and there, there. Bring that forward. Delete that. And what would that be, 54, right? Okay, let's see how that feels. Alright, it feels okay. We'll do that head as well here, right? We'll start that at 3s. No, again, down there, up again, down, up again here, down there, and then back again. Let's see. Okay, and let's make sure we clean that up a little bit better. Even it out, especially towards the end, we kind of, and I think I'm going to scale it back a little bit more too. So let's see. Let's see. Alright, I think we can do less of that, and we'll probably push the jaw a little bit more. Okay, that's a little better. And like I said, push the jaw a little bit more. Make sure we cycle back into it. I don't know how to make this too even for the jaw, but a little bit more if we can. Let's see. I think we got it. We balance it out here. So let's see. So we'll take these ones and we'll close it up here. There we go. Okay, and let's go back to doing some more with the chest and everything. So let's start off here and we'll rotate it a little bit wide to favor that front planted foot. And that way, that way, that way, and back again, back that way, and then back into where we were. Alright, and we'll probably tone that down a little bit more and balance it out. And we obviously favored starting side over where we were going, so let's see how it feels now. Alright, and let's look at the back, and we'll do the opposite there. So that would favor that back planted foot there. This one, I'll make sure I stay on 10s here. Went back to my kind of default working with 12s there for a second. Let's see. Alright, and let's look here. Let's do a little bit of rotate X there. And then that side, this side, that side, and then zeroed out. And we'll tone it down a little bit more here as well. And let's see how we feel about that. Okay. Right, and we'll look at the back portion. And we'll twist that to favor that. Keep thinking it's Z, but it's X in this rig. Here, and there, and here, and there, here, and there, and then zeroed out again. Okay. And let's clean that up. It's a little bit better here. And we'll see how we're doing. Okay. Let's see if we got this back controller working. Yeah, alright, got a little bit in there. I don't want to get too carried away with it because it's a lot of tail. So let's see if we can't at 5 rotate it. Oh no, all we get is up and down. Oh, bummer. Okay, well we'll use what we got. So we got a little bit. Can't do that anymore. What's going on here? Oh, I was working just a second ago. What do we do? What do we do? Take a couple steps back. Let's see. So we want to go here, and I want to grab this one and set a key. I want to go do some rotate this way. Now let's see if it just didn't kick that way. There we go. Just a little delayed there. Okay. So we just have to kind of work blind a little bit. And we'll go this way. Back there. And this is obviously too much, so I'll scale it back, but I'm just kind of throwing it in there for now just so we can get some movement in that tail. This way. And then back again. Let's see. Alright, and we'll tone that down a bit more. And we'll start breaking up the tail movement a little bit more here as well. So then we'll grab, let's see, these two is the base, and we'll grab both of those, we'll set a key there, we'll swing it that way, and this we're kind of keeping with the movement of the tail that we already built, and then we'll break it with the middle section in a second after we scale it back as well, because I'm aware that it's going to be way too much for right now. So let's see. Alright, and like I said, we'll scale it back. Just trying to loosen up the tail a little bit. Still want to keep it fairly stiff just because of how long it is. It's going to be very hard to not have that be the focus of everything. Okay, so we got that, and then we'll break these two as the next portion. We'll set that there. And we'll rotate them back here, forward there, back there, forward there, back there, and forward there, and back into the beginning. Let's see. Alright. And then we'll look at the end of it here. We'll start off there, and we'll rotate it this way. This way. This way. I think I'm going to vary the timing and probably the posing as well at the tip of the tail, because I feel like it's going to take too long to whip in shape there. So let's see. Maybe not. Maybe that'll work. Let's see. What noise was that? 8? Sometimes. Alright. And let's see how it feels now. And let's exaggerate the end of the tail a lot more. Crank that up. Let's see. Actually, maybe a little bit more on this guy as well. Let's see. Maybe a little bit more. It feels a little broken right there, so I gotta be careful. I'm gonna scale it back just a little bit. And scale this one back just a little bit as well. Let's see. this guy a little bit more. Just want to keep it so it's not like so stiff and then so loose that we get a little bit more gradual movement in there. Okay, that's workable. So let's go ahead and save our file, and let's look back at the feet, and we'll try to do a little bit of drag and everything in there. Okay, so we don't want it there, so let's rotate the foot back here. And then we'll do a little bit forward and then zero it out. Let's see how it feels. Probably a little too much, so I'll scale it back both ways, but I think that idea would work. So it drags back, kicks in, and then pulls. Kind of gets a little bit of a snap in there. Let's see what that out. Go forward a little bit, and then zero it out again. Try and find a good balance somewhere in there, something that we like. And I'll drag it back a little bit there, lift it forward a little bit there. Bring that back into where we were. And zero it out. Okay, so let's see how it feels. Okay. Actually, I don't think we need to loop it that way. I think I played that wrong. Okay. Because these are just the middle legs, so we don't need to go forward. So we'll go back to zero there, back to zero there, and delete that one. Okay, let's see. Alright, and let's just scale it back a bit more. On all fronts there. Okay, and let's look at the other side here. So we'll do a little bit of drag back there, a little bit of push forward, 2 frames, and we'll zero it out. And then a little bit of drag back there, push forward, 2 frames, and zero it out. A little bit of drag back there, push forward 2 frames, and we'll zero it out. And then we'll loop back into where we started here. Okay, so more here and less there. If I'm remembering correctly, let's go ahead and take a look at it. Okay, we'll do a little bit less on the landing there too. Let's see how it feels. And then on these guys, let's go ahead and rotate it and see so it lifts up and strikes down. And we'll do this side, lift up, strike down, lift up, strike down, lift up and down. And let's see how it feels. Okay, and let's grab both of them and we'll kind of compare so we don't have any real big outliers there. We have a good amount going throughout. Again, it doesn't have to be exactly even, but just so these shorter ones don't feel so short and the other ones don't feel so there's a good balance throughout them. Okay, and let's look at the back legs now and figure out what we can do to kind of vary them a little bit. so for these ones, let's try a little bit of rotate Y and a little bit of rotate Z. Let's go 3 frames from here and keep that up there. There we go. And so that was what, 3 frames in, a little bit of rotate Y, a little bit of rotate Z, and then 3 frames from there, a little bit of rotate Z out, and 3 frames in, a little bit of rotate Y, a little bit of rotate Z, and 3 frames from it, lift that up. Okay, and let's try to find a balance somewhere in there. Bring that back here, back there, and just a little bit of that, just to add a little bit of angle to our movement there. So that way each leg feels a little bit different than the last. Okay, and we'll go to this guy. And we'll go, what's 3 frames in, a little bit of rotate Z, a little bit out, 3 frames from it, we'll lift it out, and then do a little bit of rotate Z, or Y, and then Z, 3 frames out, lift it up again, go down, and let's see how that feels. Okay, and let's clean that up a little bit more. Get our Z's balanced, and rotate Y's there as well. Let's see how it feels. Okay, and then I want to compare the back legs to make sure that one's not really going in a crazy amount compared to the other. And obviously you can see again that one leg we did less than the other, so I'll try to find a balance in there. Because chances are it's somewhere in the middle that we like. So let's see how that feels. Okay, and let's see, is there a little bit of, I was thinking maybe there's a little bit up and down on the body that we could switch up, but I guess not. So we'll go ahead and save that, and then we'll see if we can do a little bit on these kind of antler things, just a little bit. And we'll just do up and down there. So let's set that, and then at 5 we'll go up, at 10 we'll go down, up, and down, up, and down, up, down, up, down, up, and then back again. Let's see how that feels. Maybe we'll delay it 2 frames. Just so there's a little bit of delay there. And that would mean we need another key here, where we go down a little bit. But that way it's a little bit delayed from the movement of the head as well. So let's see how that feels. And we'll scale it back a little bit more. And then after that, let's go these two. And we'll set there. And we'll go back a little bit there, forward a little bit there, back a little bit, forward a little bit, back a little bit, forward, back, forward, back, forward, beginnings and endings so that we keep it kind of uniform throughout. And let's see. And maybe just scale it back a little bit more and focus a little more on the up. Okay, and then we'll go back to the tips here. I'll do a little bit of bounce there as well. So set that. We'll go 3 here. We'll go a little bit up. And then 8 down, 3 up, 8 down, 3 up, 8 down, up, down, up. And I think I'm going to have to tweak this a little bit more here too, but just put a rough pass here until we figure out how it's playing. Alright, if we clean it up, I think that might work. Bring those back. Let's see how that plays. Okay, and I think we could do a little bit more on the tips here. A little bit less on those guys. And a little bit less here as well. Yeah, let's see how that feels. There we go. Yeah. So let's turn our curves off and let's see how that plays. Alright, I think that works. Let's take a look back at where we started. We could definitely spend another hour or so polishing out, but I think we got something that's workable. We're looking at the beautiful work of Jose Holder. Long day, evidently. The best I can do is to honor the story and collaborative process. Work hard and let the cards fall where they may. So I think it's a great challenge and a good positive attitude to have, to just be like, you know, this is the best I can do today. This is the most effort I can put in. This is the knowledge that I have to work with and the energy levels that I have, and to put it out there each and every day, continuing to work towards your dreams and let the cards fall where they may. So I hope you guys had fun. Thanks again for all the likes and subscribes. Remember, if you're watching this, you guys are the creative future. I totally believe in you. I hope you took another chance today to work on your creative dreams. And I think that'll wrap it up for today. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subscribes. And keep being awesome. And we will see you for some more animation tomorrow.